Okay, well, welcome back to the Tai Lopez 67 Steps Reviews. These are 67 different videos that I'm reviewing based off a program called the 67 Steps that I bought from Tai Lopez, and it's a series of 67 different videos, each focusing on tips and tricks and mental frameworks that he's learned from his mentors that he's now passing on to you, the viewer. And this one was called Donuts, a $250,000 check, and General Eisenhower, the tendency to miss weight. And this one was all about prioritizing your life decisions and getting first things first. And we go back to the 25 Cognitive Biases by Charlie Munger in his book, Poor Charlie's Almanac. The 25 cognitive biases are psychological tendencies that influence your decision making. And this one focuses primarily on cognitive bias number 18. It's called the availability/misweighing bias. And the idea of this by definition is we tend to overweigh the value of an idea, object, or fact when it is easily available. In more common terms, we tend to do what's easier and not what's most important. And Tai gives a story of someone that did this, who was his assistant named Susie, who he gave 2 tasks to for the day. He asked her to go to a client's house and pick up a $250,000 check and to get a box of donuts to share with the office. And because she didn't take this program and because she wasn't aware of the 25 cognitive biases, she did the thing that was most important and she did the thing that was most available and not the thing that was most important. She went and got the donuts and not the check. When Tai asked her why did she do this, she said, I'll get the donuts later, but later never came. And it didn't happen because Tai says she had donut prioritization. And the key thing here is to not be like that. The key thing here is first things first. And it's about doing the crucial tasks, not the easy ones. And you must learn how to prioritize in life. And we're given the big picture of priorities by Tai: health, wealth, love, and happiness. Those are what he calls the 4 pillars to the good life, and they're in order. Your health is most important, then financial independence, then having love in your life. He defines that as friend, family, and romance. And those 3 things in summation equal the good life. And he says achieving success in the 4 pillars is challenging, and it won't happen if you have donut prioritization. And stores are using this cognitive biases to their advantage and to your disadvantage. They're putting things that they most want to sell right at the register where they're very readily available. You'll notice if you go onto Apple's website, apple.com, their number 1 selling product, the iPhone, is at the God spot or the top of the main page of their website, because that's what they mostly sell. That's what people are mostly there to see, presumably, and that's the thing they most want to be selling. So they put it right there available so it's not very confusing and it's easily accessible. Tai says always do hard things early in the morning while you have more energy both physically and mentally. And he says the next step is to make a list of your priorities. And just keep this to 3 to 5 things, otherwise your list gets so long that you need another list to refer to the first list. And he says, bear in mind too that your list can change, as things always do. So health, wealth, love, and happiness are always going to be priorities, but the things that fall into those subcategories change over time as your life changes. But he says one person that exemplified planning, organization, and prioritization was Dwight D. Eisenhower, that led the Allied forces during World War II. And Tai says, think about the stuff on your list today. It's the stuff at the top of the list of most important stuff in your life. Yes or no? Is the number 1 thing on your list going to give you the greatest return on health, wealth, love, or happiness? And he says, don't try to juggle too many things or you won't do any of them. But don't just prioritize one thing or you'll be imbalanced and you'll be a bore. And he says, make sure you get these right, these priorities, health, wealth, love, and happiness. Otherwise you'll be like his friend that's a billionaire but so fat he can't fit into his Ferrari. So he misprioritized the first 2 pillars. And Tai says, Prioritize the weakest of your 4 areas. Otherwise, that one weak area will be the Achilles heel that will ruin the rest of your life. Doesn't matter how wealthy you are, if you're so fat that you're bedridden, your life is being mismanaged. And of course, the inverse of that is true also. If you are super healthy but broke, the health is good, but you could be so stressed out that that could undermine the health benefits. Of course, too, you can have health and wealth and have no love in your life, and then you're lonely. And from the brief stuff I've learned about, loneliness can be as bad for your health as not even exercising at all. So Ty says, in health, wealth, love, and happiness, all 4 areas need to be at least an 8 out of a 10. You can't have a 1 out of a 10, or it will be like an anchor that's being dragged along a boat. No matter how fast your boat is, if the anchor is cast aside, you'll never meet your full potential of speed. And the questions at the end of this lesson are, what's an example recently of something you misweighted of the areas of health, wealth, love, and happiness? Which area most needs your attention, and what will you do to prioritize it? And what do you need to do to alter your day to do the hard things first? Thanks so much. See you on review number 43. Take care.